How's everybody doing today? You're watching Slot Car Mayhem. I'm John, and this will be episode 25 of the Glendale 65. And today we're going to talk about, you got it, guardrail. Now, I'm sure everybody's very familiar with the Carrera guardrail system, how these little clips here just clip to the track, and then you have your guardrail that can slide inside the channels, right? Well, I've got a little particular bit of a problem when it comes to using guardrails, and before we get into that, the reason why I really am now concerned about getting some sort of guardrail up, even if it's temporary, which in case this is because since the last update to the Smart Race, you now have the ability to run up to 10 ghost cars, and they're all functional. Only one of them counts laps. So you can end up with a lot of carnage at your lane change sections if you're running 3, 4, 5 ghost cars at one time. And I don't have any of the anti-collision chips installed, which is something I'm going to be correcting here in the future, and I'll give you videos on that and see how well they function and how well I like them and what I need to do to implement them. Other than that, the whole purpose of that is to help avoid collisions. Well, currently I'm sure everybody's seen my track, and you know I have all these yawning chasms all over the place, and my problems are at the lane changers when I'm running ghost cars, and because they tend to bang into each other during the middle of a race, and one or both usually end up hitting the floor at that point. Now, I haven't experienced that problem running a single ghost car, and it's been an extremely rare occurrence running maybe 3 ghost cars, but 2 of them have the sensors taped over because they don't change lanes. But when they're all changing lanes, it's every man for himself, and I tell you what, the cars tend to bang into each other quite a bit on the lane change sections. And I've had quite a few episodes, like I said, of the cars hitting the floor, and I can't have that. I like the cars too much. I don't want to see them get busted up, and hitting the floor is not an option for me. So I said I need to find a way that I can put up some temporary guardrails and see if we can make it work. So let's get back to the problem at hand. Okay, again, there we are with the Carrera guardrail system. Well, I have this going on, so how in the world am I supposed to get a guardrail in there, right? Okay, the solution itself is extremely easy. And all I've done was this. I simply take my clip, and we're going to drill a hole. 1/8 of an inch hole right there in the bottom portion of the clip, just like that. And what that will allow us to do is, now we have this going on. I'll throw that in there. Now you can simply screw them down. Use a small screw, and you can just screw it down right there, right onto your MDF surface that I'm using in my case. And I can put it anywhere I want to in relation to the track, and it works really well. And the best part about it is these clips, we all know they're not exactly what you would call cheap. You're not changing the functionality of these clips at all. You can still just pop them into place, and they work just fine, just like they were designed to do. The only difference is now we have a small hole right there at the bottom that, if we're using them like normal, you'll never see. So I've installed several of these around in certain key areas of my layout. So let's go ahead and walk trackside, and we'll take a look, and we'll see kind of what we did, and I'll let you know how it all works. Okay, here we are trackside, and this is the southeast corner of the track, and this is my 180, and my pit lane is just off camera right over here for the entrance to the pit lane. And this has always been a pretty precarious turn right here, but it has really become even more so running multiple ghost cars. Right here is the out to in lane changer that we have right here, and generally what would happen if there was a ghost car collision right here in this area, one or both of the cars would migrate to this section right here, and they would make their way off the table. So by putting this guardrail section up here, now they'll end up right over here, and for the most part, if it's only one car that ends up off the side, 99% of the time it's actually clear of the outer lane here. If it's both cars, the outer lane will usually be blocked, but the inside lane is still clear. So this will allow me, in the event of a ghost car collision right here, to actually call out the pace car, and I can let the pace car do the running while I'm over here getting these cars back on the track. But you can see that I've just simply screwed these down to my 1/4 inch MDF, and as far as the screw holes go, I'm not worried about that. You can see I've got quite a few screw holes that I need to work with, and really if I have 5 or 6 screw holes, doing 30 doesn't take any longer, because most of your time in waiting is waiting for the filler to cure. So it takes 2 seconds to fill these holes. That's not a big deal. And then we just sand it when it's done, and we're ready for our prime and our paint and our final finish. So I'm not concerned about the additional screw holes, but it seems to be fairly sturdy, and the guardrail is not rigid. It's soft enough to where it's not going to damage the car. So I've expanded the spacing a little bit on these to keep it a little bit more flexible, but it does a great job. And I don't know if you can see it, but right here you can see a little smudge mark where, of course, cars have hit this section right here on numerous occasions. And I will say this, since I've done this here, and I've done this in several other areas of the track as well, I haven't had a single ghost car hit the floor. And that's really, really good news, and works really well. Of course, this is only temporary. When I'm ready to do the landscaping and everything, this will be done with its own sort of guardrail and fencing. And in addition, there'll be landscape items, hills, trees, things like that, that will keep the cars contained and prevent them from hitting the floor. So this here is just a temporary measure until I get the landscaping and the terraforming into place. Okay, we're going to go ahead and we're going to wrap this episode up. I told you it was going to be short, so we'll keep this one short and sweet. I hope everybody had a wonderful weekend, and I hope everybody has a good week for the following week. Yes, it's currently Sunday evening. I know I'm a day late, but I'm doing the best I can here. It's been very busy. And that being said, everybody please just stay safe. Take care of your families. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you soon.